abandon one another over mistakes. Families don't turn their backs on one another over inconveniences. They should respect each other's hopes and calm each other's fears. At least that's what I think, but what do I really know? I know the gods call you that way, and he points down the path. But I suspect they are calling me down another. You'll do fine without me. Maybe even better, based off some of the things you've said.
Tarumak,
Still,
if we
I wish you good fortune
before
and the
you go off,
strength to march ahead.
before you go off, I won't force you to stay with us, but let me have my piece. I know this family ain't your traditional sort. I know there's a lot of conflict. However, if you were more a hindrance than a help, Trigmar wouldn't have picked you. Brit wouldn't keep you around. Well, I wouldn't let Brit keep you around. But I do know this. Despite your follies, the party needs someone to remind them of their faith. You see, Talk, I'm a selfish man. I care mainly about my own glory and what I do, and there are a few exceptions to that. I try to be better than myself, and bring others along with that. But I am no more than myself. However, you have a tenacity, a drive to share this with other people, and it reaches them. And it pulls them all closer to their gods. Be a damn shame to lose that. You might look at it and say, does this path really need you? But there's a gap in the party to the family. And while Brit tries to supply direction to us on our mission, someone needs to keep an eye on the gods for us. And while I can keep myself in check, I know the others, under these strenuous circumstances, have trouble looking to where they should. And you are a stark reminder of what endless faith can do, good and bad.
With your nat 20, you see a lot of anger flare up in Karok, but in a display that's a bit outside his character, he just kind of takes a moment and calms himself and lets you continue. By the end, he looks less angry and more just sad. I do wish you'd said some of that earlier. But my decision has been made, and I feel it is the right one. Kind of squints at you a little bit. You are quick to criticize me, and that is not without reason. I just hope such passions, the same passions you would question me over, and yet also praise me for, do not blind you. He looks almost a bit awkward as he glances about. I don't wish to make this an argument, and despite everything, I would rather leave on pleasant terms, so I must decline and say that if you truly wanted me with you, you would not have abandoned me
Did I
to
abandon you?
a death. Yes, you did. Don't. And he stops himself again. Don't try
not raise
and
my tone.
bandage such a grievous wound. You throw around the word family so easily it loses meaning. So please, please.
You can see Farron's face soften a bit, which isn't typical of him.
Takes
Did I
two steps
abandon you?
forward.
And it looks like a legitimate question, not an accusation.
He comes over to you. Just due to the height difference, he's looking down a little bit, and he does look very sad. But he extends his hand to shake.
Oh,
That doesn't matter anymore. So please.
well, I won't go off with just a simple goodbye. Prayer? He motions to the ground. It kind of sits cross-legged.
Carrick lets out a small sigh. But then takes a few steps back and does the same.
And he prays aloud. Farron's not one to usually pray aloud unless it's in song or story. But he goes on and say, Tarumak, may you bless this fine warrior and man with the conviction and strength to see forward his future, whatever it might be. Though I may not see it firsthand, let his stories be told and reach my ear through the grapevine. Be clear, direct, and forward-facing to whatever hardships he could realize.
Carrick gives a nod and a smile at the end. He stands, kind of dusts off whatever criticisms I may have, whatever doubts or concerns. Let it never be said you are not good for your choice of prayer. And truly, while you are certainly a warrior, and a strategist, and a tactician, you are also a good speaker.
Kind of nods, and you can see him dash around pockets for a moment. As he feels somewhat obligated to give you something.
He kind of holds up a hand, kind of a calming gesture. Should I ever meet all of you again, and I hope I do, in better circumstances, I will expect my tools back. You can give them to me then.
Kind of strokes his beard 1 second, and he looks. I have a question. Has Karak ever grown or been capable of growing facial hair?
He is capable, he just generally keeps it minimal if he can.
Alright. You see him pull out of a pocket. Not the financial value. But hey, track of an Dwarven culture, track of a man growing into his own. He's growing a beard. Next time I see you, you better have a full one. He hands you one of his fine and well-maintained beard combs.
He takes it, he looks at it, he smiles at it. A small request. One I'd be more than happy to comply with.
With that said, you left me with quite a conundrum here. I'm gonna have to break this to the rest of them. But I also know this. I'd rather have them not break your will to find your own fate. I know it's a difficult thing to choose to leave all you know. I do not intend to make it harder.
He kind of puts up his hand for a moment. Oh, don't worry. I think I'm returning to the things, the very few things I perhaps do know. But seeing as I shan't be needing it, he takes the gold he has, which is 73 pieces, and he'll hand you that. It's not exactly much, but I have a feeling you'll be needing more resources than I.
I'll put it to fine work. And he reaches out for one more final handshake.
And he'll give it to you.
With that, may Trugmar guide you and the gods bless you.
And you.
I'll- Ah, Britt's gonna hate me for this. Good luck. As he kind of starts making his way.
So there is something awkward, Karok. Because there is a crossroad, right? That goes north, south, and I guess from Death Row. And technically they're all waiting by the crossroads, so
Karak
can wait for-
is
you
he's
can wait for
not
him
in
to
a
go first.
rush. He knows
Ah.
where he needs to go, but he
fair
doesn't need to get there today or tomorrow or even the next.
enough.
With
So-
that said, I have a question, Oraxis.
Yes.
Technically, Fan was giving him like a prayer of blessing here. Can I roll a D100 to see if Trugmar
Sure, roll.
90? Bruh!
Damn.
Little did you know, Farrah's like, that's a nice little prayer. Carrick is getting pumped up by Trugmar in person now.
You get a mythic level and you get another mythic level and another
Yeah.
mythic level.
Hey, buddy, how about a mythic level in these trying times?
Or 3.
Yeah, or 4, I don't know.
Please tell me you're not being serious.
Maybe I am, who knows?
Oh shit.
So,
That's for Karak to know and me to wonder.
yes, but yeah, it takes you a bit, and I guess all of you see Farron now returning alone, not with Karok, but alone.
With Chadwick, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Summoned him after the fact, or he was listening. I'm not sure. But
No, I think you summoned him.
Don't remember.
Yeah,
when
you
were
summoned him.
leaving.
So
to be fair, never mind. We're not gonna.
Yeah,
We're gonna
don't
stress
debate.
about that. With that said, you see Farron waving over. Hi. He kind of like you could. This is like an awkward silence, I suppose. That's intentional. Farron's waving over and waiting for someone to ask the first question.
Where is he?
He's alive and out of that damn circle. But looks like, for the moment, we'll be parting path.
Why?
There's a lot of reasons, and some of them are ours, and some of them are his. But I'll say this: Karak was a beacon of faith, sometimes misplaced, sometimes exactly where it needed to be. And he showed to all of us what endless conviction looked like. And he did it without selfish intent for the most part. However, now it is our turn to have faith in him and hope that he has chosen the right path, even if that path separates, for the time, away from us. And remember the lesson he brought with us. Faith in our gods, in each other, and a reevaluation of how we treat someone who takes that just a little too far.
Your words make it sound like we're not going to see him again.
We probably won't. When he comes back, he'll be a different man. And so will we.
I hope you're correct for that. Dagger's a little disgruntled now. And he's just faces towards the direction that we were more so planning to go.
Like Farron.
Sort of swinging his maul around.
Like Farron's said, we should trust that he knows what he's doing, and we will most likely see him again when he's done what needs to be done. But for now, it's best if we don't dwell on it and get as far away from this place as possible.
Let's pray he does the same.
Don't dwell.
Not right now's not the time to dwell on it. There will be time later.
You've stayed
Dayton has been
closer.
sitting on his summoned steed for basically the entire time, so ready to depart, but just sitting there. And I would slowly turn the horse to face the direction we're headed, which I assume we discussed beforehand.
Yeah, you said you want to go to Hero's Rest.
Mhm.
One deceased, one left. I am seeing bad omens.
He just gets back up onto his mount.
Can this truly be called a bad omen? Karok's going
I-
to gain power, just like Tarumak told us to do. Just maybe his
Sergal,
power is elsewhere.
do not speak of uncertainties. I simply don't want us to part. We are family, to as much as a degree as I can tell. I don't want us to separate. Either be it one at a time, or at the same. It simply saddens me. What choices I could have made. That'll be a constant. Shall we?
It's his choice to make. But
There's-
well, we gotta make do.
I have complete and utter faith in Karok that as a man such as himself, he will do the right thing. And in due time we will meet again. After all, he does have to come back for his tools.
Did you
At some
still?
point.
Did you still not take them out of there?
Jesus fucking Christ, it's been hours. Jesus Christ.
Hey, they never said they did.
Oh
I
God.
never said I did, but I ain't confirming whether or not it is.
Jesus Christ.
Just gonna turn around. It's like, anyways,
Hope I
on
don't
to
see
the next
sauce sticking
town.
out.
So, towards Hero's Rest. In that case, I would like one of you to roll me a d10.
Can I? Please.
We start from the top, go down to the bottom. You know the rules.
Oh no, not Hero's Rest.
Who
Hero's
did it?
turn.
Who did it last time?
Technical Hero's
We
turn.
don't-
I'm sorry, not Rest. Yeah. Mhm. So, a d10. Ooh. Huh.
7.
So, it is about 1 in the day, 1 p.m. The sun is up. The sun is cloudless, and there is just this calm summer's wind blowing. You travel on your mounts for about 2 hours or so, and eventually you do reach going south. You kind of curve slightly westward, and you make to another crossroad that leads south, and there is a small little post, like what's it called, like one of those posts that show you where you want to go. So up north there is the steel mills and death row. To the south there is the hero's turn, and back the way you came, it is god damn it, where is it?
Defro?
No. Back north is death row, as you're now at the south part of this whole region. But I cannot find for the life of me. God fucking damn it. Give me a second. Oh yeah, and it's a very at the path you're coming from. There is Halashra and Olash in this like in the same plate of wood sketched on the path you went, I guess, from. Of course, to the south there's the Hero's Rest, so I assume you head there. Or the hero's turn, fuck. So, about good half an hour passes, making your way. You see occasionally people wander in the distance, mainly to the north. You realize that these are probably people from Death Row, basically mining the outside, like by the mountain ranges stuff. Doesn't seem like it's a big operation, but you can count a few dozen men over the 30 minutes or so. But as you head south, nothing really catches your eye. There's no trouble for about 3 hours. Well, not 3 hours. 3 hours in total since you started your journey. I would like anybody else to roll me a d10.
Our turn,
My
Dagger.
time has come. Let's see. One, do, 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 do.
So. Oh, that is great. That is great. So, I would like... as you're traveling, is there anything you wish to do?
I would like to think for a while whether I would have read any info about why this town is named Hero's Turn.
You can roll a history check.
I'm gonna start a little trying to scratch into the metal of my maul. Just
Ooh.
scratching into. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I can't even talk.
Okay, give me a second. There you go. So, the place of Hero's Turn, the settlement, it's nothing that happened significant in it, except for about 700 years ago, the 9th Emperor of the Doran Empire, by the name Olivet Augustus, was still going on his campaign to basically conquer the entire continent of Dor, as it was the edict of the God Empress before she left wherever she went and left the Emperor and instead to do her bidding. The Hero's Turn is essentially a settlement to signify Olivet's decision. Instead of continue straight east by the river, basically trying to conquer as much as Dor as possible, he decided to head north because in the distance there was massive mountain ranges. He was curious, and for the sole reason of that action, in one summer's nights, 18 centuries ago, there was a settlement that was just erected in that specific honor. The village itself is a small trading hub. Nothing more than 1,000 people. Nothing insignificant about it. And its main thing about it is because historical significance. That's how much you get with a natural 20 as a 26.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind for now. Guess I had something in the archive somewhere.
I mean, there's a lot of like bits and pieces, 2.5 millennia of history. There's a lot of stuff that happened. A lot of it is significant. A lot of it is really fucking not. Give me a second.
I got tax returns from basically 150 years ago, but I
Kinda.
guess they are technically historically valuable.
Yeah, kinda. So, give me a second. I need to change some music. Yeah, everybody roll me a perception check, if you will.
go. That's the other direction.
Give me a second. I'm just gonna make sure. There we go. That. Wait. So. Sergal and Brit rolled high.
Nathan and
Chadwick
Dag
is
fucked up.
here. So for the moment, I'll be just taking his rolls under advantage until he gets back. He's lower than his modifiers, but modifiers are the only ones I have for turn.
God damn it. Okay, I need to skip again. Play it. Thank you. So, the surrounding area as you're heading south is not very difficult. It's not an Emperor's Road where it's like a massive 40 to 80 feet wide cobblestone pathway, but it is about 20-30 feet wide dirt road that has seen some travel. Maybe you assume, 2 or 3 journeys every week or so. The surrounding area to the left and to the right, from your perspective, to your west or to your east, it is just full of these yellowish, kind of sickly looking hills with occasional trees. Most of them are dead or half living, and it kind of gives this awful pungent smell. Not like sickly or anything, but kind of like not nice. You wouldn't want to rest here or sleep here. No wildlife, anything. It kind of gives you this semi-living swamp vibe. For about a good hour or so you traverse through this. The road is nice without a problem, but 20, 40 feet away from the road, it just looks uncomfortable and kind of squishy to your surroundings. About an hour in, all of you down the road can spot what at first you thought was just maybe a rag or something just kind of laid over the road as if somebody, it flew over here by some means. You realize it's not a scarf or, some black cloth. It is just a massive streak of black blood. You're about 300 feet away. Brit, well, first of all, Sergal, Farron, you see that it's, just this black blood pool there. Brit, looking at it, you see it kind of trails off slightly to your left, left to the road, about 300 feet ahead of you, and then to your left, and you think it kind of leads off into the marshes. Mind you, the marshes are quite easy to see. They're not like over dense or anything, but they're just kind of awfully looking. You don't know where what caused this or what it is, but you realize something got dragged to the marshes. So how would you like to approach? You're basically 300 feet from the blood spot in front of you.
Well, I'll first point out what happened, that it's there. Say, do you think it was a trap or anything?
Ambush?
It would be hard to set up a trap in such a unstable ground. Perhaps a monster? A beast?
Perhaps one of those things that the people at Death Row were hunting.
We should be on our guards then.
So I assume you approach the
I'll still ready my weapon.
With
if
weapons
I-
drawn, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you approach the place and you realize that it's just not fully dry, but it's just a big, massive pool of black, red blood. It
Is
smells.
it just dirty blood, or is it just actually black blood?
It looks. You know what? Roll me a medical check.
Okay, let's see. Where's it? Medicine. Okay. Funny enough, one of my.
Ooh.
yeah.
You kind of look at it
Having
and
a great day today.
you kind of realize, and you get immediately two things. First of all, this is an inhumane amount of blood. Like, this looks like it could basically be your entire party's blood in this pool. It is about 8 foot long and about 6 foot wide, and it doesn't seem like it's very shallow either. Most of it has basically dried up, and you realize this is not like, tampered mud and soil mixing with the blood. The blood seems to be naturally dark, and you realize this blood is tainted by something very nasty, something you would really not want.
Comparison to the heart of Tarumak in the chest.
No, just green, just this black blood. No, nothing of the like, just that.
Okay.
And you just realize that it's like would be very fucking awful to drink or get even in contact, like with this blood. And you do see it to your left.
Yes, blood on the floor. Sippy, sippy, sippy. Oh,
Let me grab my straw.
Our tasty drinks to save for later.
Well,
Anyway.
yeah. You look into your left. You do see this almost uncomfortable line that is almost unnaturally even, about like a foot in diameter. This line of blood seems to be streaking to your left towards the marshes after several hilltops. Passive perception, not perception, insight. You realize that something crawled from the puddle and went into the marshes and leave this very unnaturally straight and clean streak of blood.
Right. This blood is tainted. And from what I can tell as well, it dragged itself away. Crawling, most likely. I am not sure what it is, but we might want to investigate this blood. It seems more like a disease, taint, corruption. We should purge this, if it is dangerous as I think. Could we stray off the path for a bit? If we can find any traces of it.
What do we know of the yellow marshes?
You can roll me a history check.
Well, let's all do that then, I guess. History. Geographically impaired.
Nah. Chadwick.
Is not here
He's
right
absent.
Baron can roll with advantage if he
Yep.
wants.
He sent me his stats, by the way, so I can. All right.
Yes,
Pulls for
the
Chadwick, no
indie
response. Oh, wait,
game,
he's gone.
Chadwick is away.
Bruh, a true travesty, if you ask me. History.
Yeah, history. Let's go. Ooh.
Nat 20.
now. Ooh.
Okay, so
Those are both
okay,
good rolls.
okay, Dagger for you.
Sorry, 26.
Yeah,
Fire.
Okay, so Dagger for you, it's basically the Yellow Marshes is basically your marshes, and it's a swamp. And you just like it's a swamp that's for you. Nathan, for you just would know that the Yellow Marshes is basically just this swampish area in these plains that are kind of peculiar, but you know, it just kind of isn't like your regular what you assume is a swamp. Farron, the yellow marshes are the only distinct sign of some uncontrollable corruption. It is an antithesis of how to say this. You know how with druids, if you can control nature, you can basically turn the land however you see fit by just. This is the antithesis to that. The yellow marshes, first discovered, people thought that these were just simple marshes with, you know, disgusting residents, subhuman, tormented creatures of flesh and mind that wander in it, thinking that they can change it. Little did they know or knew that this land does not change. The yellow marshes do not change. If you try to manipulate the yellow marshes will expand and grow. Many dozen cults and movements of druids that try to, I guess, invoke this great power have met their end to this very marshes. And you know that the marshes themselves are basically like a mother. It can treat you well, or it can punish you severely. Because in
It's
these,
almost like the force is alive.
yes, it can grant you almost immediate and certain death. May be slow and painful that will last for weeks or months by some incurable plague, even to paladins. Or it could grant you some pathway to obtaining herbs or ingredients that could solve plagues or entire slew of diseases.
And given what like the checks with it, what do the stories around this forest make me believe the forest likes and dislikes?
It likes to be how it is. It doesn't like change. In a sense, the change is sometimes necessary. And some people, there's a handful of stories of people who, out of desperation for the sake of their families or friends, went out into the marshes and found a root, a petal, or whatnot that somehow, some way didn't match any description known to the world entirely. And without any reasoning from the people who got the plant, they knew if they ate or drank it, like the plant, their friends would be rid of it. And most of those tales were true. But also countless tales of people thinking of greed and lust for power met very ironic deaths in this marshes.
Alright, so with that said, Farrington speaks up. Alright, hold up, stop pace for a moment. Looking around this, I've read a couple books on this forest in particular. Quite a reputation. And walking around, treated as a living creature. Conscious, it can think, and it can punish. If it wants us dead, we won't make it out of here. So, don't touch anything. Don't move anything. Don't even think about picking up something out of the forest. You're inside a living creature. Treated as such. And respected.
Yeah.
Or things could get nasty.
To put in simple perspective, it is how do I describe this? You know how you've been in the halfling village, right? And you had green hills with these hovels, and it's all grass. It's similar like this, as far as I can see, with occasional trees, but everything, the grass looks like unnaturally yellowish, like sickly yellowish. It looks slightly slimy, and when you try to step, it kind of slowly sinks in, like your foot sinks in. So yeah. Decisions.
Are you advocating that we go and are you with Dagger in going to see what's going on with it? It seems to be a creature of the swamp.
Hearing that explanation, I believe it would be better to let the swamp deal with it.
I have a feeling that the swamp can do far better than we can.
You're talking like it's not here. Why not ask the swamp? Says with no hint of sarcasm in his voice.
Hold on.
You know what? That's a great idea.
Darn,
know,
I don't
I
have
think
augury or anything.
I think I would rather us keep our trajectory and not stray from the path at this point.
I say,
I mean,
by all means, ask it.
I look over to the forest. I say,
It's
"Hey,
not-
forest, would you like a hand with something? We're just passing by."
First of all,
Nathan's
I love
solving that.
Your
I love the
redneck
fact that you're
neighbors
like,
are
oh,
asking if you need help getting out of the ditch.
it's not a it's not a marsh, it's not a swamp, it's a forest to Farron, as he asks.
It's got trees in it.
You know what?
Or
You know
it's
what? Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh God!
All right.
Please make that. I'm
please,
curious.
We'll see.
Farron,
We'll see
you
in a
just
second.
told us not to piss off the Lorax forest.
We were
And-
asking
and he-
if
and
we're
here
not
you
in it
are
yet, we're
talking to
asking if
it.
it needs help.
Honestly, interacting with it at all seems like a
You know, maybe.
Alright.
Okay. Just this.
Not great.
Oh, great. Okay, so before we continue on, can I give like a TLDR, a small insight check from the DM for all of you? Maybe if a bunch of peasants, would be like, haha, let's call the forest, and they would call nothing happens. That's fine. You're not a bunch of peasants. A lot of fucked up stuff happened around you already. You should really not be like, let's tempt fate.
You just see
Hey,
a
don't
bunch of
drag me
trees
into that.
fall.
That's his decision. That's his
Hey,
fault.
to be fair here, Britt asked me to ask it.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
you brought it up, you dick.
I'm messing. I'm messing.
Amazing.
Alright. What happens?
just roll me a D100.
Oh no.
You know those mushrooms that just puff up like clouds of spores sometimes?
Nice.
Great. Let me.
And for
Why are you
Farron,
giving him
Farron,
ideas?
a dryad girlfriend.
No. No.
Dryad stalker.
Okay.
Carrock's girlfriend
No,
going
shut up. First of all, I'm so fucking glad that Karok is no longer here. Like, but unironically, because he would fucking freak the fuck out at this very moment.
Hey, fuck you too.
No. Let me describe something. So, as you kind
Somebody
of,
call me.
so
Disappears out of the
you're
marsh.
kind of, Farron, you fucking call out the forest and the marshes, and it kind of, stinks. And your voice echoes, and you hear it echo, and the echo stops. And then you hear and you look around, and you hear this popping sound. You see that black blood is now popping bubbles.
Oh no.
As all of a sudden, all of you, see from the bubbling mass of blood, a claw slowly but surely reaches out from the ground, finds footing on the ground, and then just casually pulls itself up. Let me show you what the fuck you amassed real quick, so you realize.
Let me show you its
Farron.
features.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Farron. You have just summoned a TPK.
What you basically see in front of you, coming from the pool entirely disintegrates into nothing. You see about 11 foot tall, what seems to be a werewolf that is covered in streaks of this black blood. Its eyes are hollowed out, as in there's no eyes in the eyelids, but there's something glinting as it just kind of hops slowly at all of you.
Aaron?
Question: what time of day is it?
It is about, give me a second, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is about 5 in the evening.
Good evening to ya.
You know, I'm at this point, I'm kind of perplexed that every time we do something seemingly stupid or for jokes or laughs, something either bad or good happens.
I
I'm
told you, the
perplexed.
forest was alive, so I talked to a living creature. This is natural.
Did you
Look,
know
as a protector of
that
the forest, you should be pretty hyped for this.
every
I
I'm
don't-
sorry,
I don't-
who now? Who now?
You tag?
Me?
Man of nature.
I'm a man of nature and civilization. I give the balance between them. It's a balance,
Okay.
a power
He's a
struggle.
man of gardening, Farron.
Fair
Get it
enough,
right.
fair enough.
So
Fair.
you just ask how's it
Yeah.
going?
Yeah, good evening. He says, good evening to ya.
It just glares at all of you, hopping slowly.
check?
Sure, roll me an insight check.
Yes, please. Need to figure out what the hell's going on.
Look, I am just having a polite conversation.
Just having a nice casual conversation with,
Hold on.
with
If anything bad
landscape.
happens, I'm killing you.
What's up?
Please don't.
What's up?
Nah. Getting some good shit, now getting bad shit.
You realize something about this creature, wherever it is. It is still not realizing that it's alive and sentient. It seems to be enthralled by something, and you got this realization. Something in the swamp, probably the swamp itself, manifests this creature, and now it's awaiting its commands, or that's what you best can assume.
Maybe it's
You know, at this point, we
It's
don't
either
have
a guard dog or an escort.
let's say
Or
guard dog
a
and lead.
speaker.
Are you just gonna stand there, just look at it, waiting for a response?
Well, I think we kind of owe it to it now instead of just moving away or attacking. I think it's in our best interest to hear it out as soon as it gets its
Let him
signal
cook, y'all.
active. You know.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Still waiting for it to connect.
Let him
Let
get
the
his neurons
Wi-Fi
running.
connect. Just let the Wi-Fi connect.
Okay,
It's
all of a
dialect
sudden,
now.
The modem, it just takes a while.
all of a sudden you hear something crack, and all of a sudden the head starts twirling unnaturally towards all of you, sniffing its hair. It seems like it's eyeing you, even though it has no eyes, but it's peering somewhere else behind you, and it's sniffing your air, fully getting slightly closer, but fully not trying to attack you, just kind of almost gathering its surroundings.
Me looking behind. Is there something behind?
And then are you saying that?
No, I'm kind of
No,
asking
he's-
myself that. Like,
Because he said he's looking behind him,
Yeah.
looking behind us.
Well,
Like,
you look
I'm looking
you
behind
look you look behind, and there's literally nothing there, like except for your companions. It takes a few sniffs.
Oh, I'm in front.
Yes.
Oh shit.
And then it kind of curls back and kind of takes a few steps back, holding its unnatural claws against its face, and then all of a sudden, it just kind of sinks those fingers into its skull and tears its front lobe out.
We smell that.
Oh.
That's not
Okay.
recommended.
It's just
Hold on,
You know,
hold
I
on,
th- I-
hold on.
that's not.
I have a hunch. What if we register on its senses the same evil registers on ours?
Could we just say that?
Are we intruders?
I mean, so far it's not attacking.
In all technicality, this is the swamp.
So what you basically see is this creature is now tearing its frontal skull, and then after some grinding of bone and just streaks of blood pouring out, all of a sudden it looks back at all of you with this intense zealous and just kind of points its finger down the road.
Okay, it's telling us to leave.
Oh, yep.
Definitely
right.
telling us to leave.
Yeah. I politely busted. We will do so. Sorry to disturb. Everyone, we're leaving.
You
That's
don't
the
have to tell me
politest forest
twice.
I've ever talked to.
Have you
It's
talked to any
alright.
others?
Well,
Thanks for-
when something ignores you,
Let's
it's
just-
genuinely
let's
I
rude.
love the fact that you say this is the
Anyway.
politest one, even though you met literally just a dude, like a guardian of the grove, who's like, "Hey,
Yes,
thanks."
but that's
Actually,
a,
didn't
that's
say-
a tree end.
Honestly, yeah,
not a
the
tree.
Guardian of the Grove was way cooler.
Look, this guy summoned a whole. This forest summoned a whole creature just to ask us politely to leave.
Hey, you know,
That's a lot of effort.
gotta admire the politeness.
The attention to detail.
Anyways, we're moving on.
Okay.
By the way, in all this kerfuffle, where did Perrock's girlfriend wind up? Is she still?
Oh,
with
she's still
us?
with you.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just casually observing the creature. Her rapier.
How's Arthur reacting?
Arthur. Okay, who is the tallest of you? Okay, no, actually,
Me.
no.
Yeah, most likely.
No, yes, but what he would do is basically you realize Arthur is basically hiding behind Chadwick, and not as cover, more as like genuine fear. He's petrified at what he's seeing.
Oh, okay. Hide behind the largest ass. Sure.
Hey, Chadwick isn't an ass. He's a
No,
horse.
but he has the biggest one.
He
Well-
is not a donkey.
He
Anyway,
has a dumpy.
anyway, so.
We be
As-
moving on.
As you pass by, all of a sudden you hear something sounds like a cough before the creature literally just sinks its claw into its neck and tears its own spine out, and then immediately disintegrates into a pool of black blood and splatters literally on the same stretch of ground that you've seen before.
Dramatic.
Dramatic.
Perhaps the,
Dramatic much.
I love how
Perhaps
This
just,
swamp's a
like,
drama queen.
I
I have
love
a
how
feeling-
Clarence just casually impressed with the first forest of his life.
It's not a forest.
It is. He literally. It is a forest.
What
It's
is
a-
a
it's a
swamp? but
swamp,
wet
yeah.
Forest?
Yeah, swamp. God damn it. Okay, anyway,
He sees it,
okay, so
walks in some grass.
it takes you about another 2 hours. Same, literally one road that leads through almost straight, but occasional curvatures and nothing. It's literally just one road made for one purpose, to get across, and that's it. Can anybody roll another d10? As now you are at the moment 6 hours in your journey, and yeah. Woo. So, oh yeah, you're on your mounts as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So, technically, Nothing really happens except more of the same of the road from the left and to the right, marshes as far as they can see, and about an hour and a half of traveling. At the moment, 7.5 hours in the distance, you start to see green natural trees popping up in the horizon to the south of you, where you're heading. And then after a few more minutes, you start to see pillars of smoke. Not of raided village, but just smoke of houses.
Chimneys.
Yes, chimneys. As about additional 20 minutes in, surely, slowly but surely, you see the northern side of Hero's Rest, which has a nice, about 12-foot tall wall around its perimeter. You see there is a massive wooden gate reinforced with metal, with some elaborate switches, and you see a handful of guards probably seeing you for a long while, as you see one of them has a magnifying glass. Not magnifying glass, what's it called?
Telescope?
Teles-
Spying glass?
Spying glass, yeah. That had been looking at you for quite a while. And about 150 feet before you approach the gate, and you realize it is just a gate from the swamp to this place, and there's no way around it unless you want to go around, the wall. As a man calls out, "Halt! State your business."
There to Brit.
Right, you're the
Brit?
spokesperson.
This is our destination, or is this just a place along the road?
Should be our destination.
Okay. We are traveling to this place, seeking domicile until we are ready to be on our merry way.
What?
Huh?
All right, approach closer for examination.
Alright. We don't do so.
Circle might stay back a little. Like, not exactly staying completely away, just staying at the back of the group.
Let's see, give me a second. Let me find the proper image. So, as you can approach, you see a few whistles can be heard on the other side of the wall, and a handful more people approach on the main wall. You realize that they're well-dressed, chainmail, metal helmets, spears, and some of them have crossbows, but they're basically on their back. They're not trying to shoot you or kill you. And then you see this halfling all of a sudden steps on one of the palisades and kind of gets a full view of you. Give me a second if I can find a proper image. There you go. Found it. It looks like a normal halfling, like you have seen countless times. Short brown hair, simple leather clothing, very nice jacket on top of it. But he kind of eyes you all with this suspicion. He seems to be looking for something specific in all of you. And this pause of just looking for him at you, and the guards kind of waiting for his decision, drags on for about a minute. Is there anything you want to say or do?
Would we just tell him why we're here? Just looking at Brit. Gotta start somewhere.
No?
So you're gonna just stay quiet for a whole minute or so?
For the most part, yeah.
Does that...
Dagger being confused why we don't just greet them like we usually do.
Well. Yeah.
We did.
With the formal
So,
greetings, yeah. Of course.
What?
You gotta get past the formality before you get into the detail.
Ew.
So you're just waiting for this happen to just kind of look over you from a distance.
Should we just walk forward?
Nope, we're
Just
waiting.
use
You're about 30 feet away from the wall. I mean, for most of you, you can easily probably climb it because there's few nooks and crannies. It's about 12 foot tall anyway, so you assume you could. But also there's about like 7 guards besides the halfling. About a minute and a half passes as the halfling seems to be just making up his mind, and then looks at all of you again once over and asks, "So, we have not a lot of visitors coming from the north. Quite a treacherous place. The north here, around the marshes. Might I ask where did you exactly came from?"
We've been making our way south from Olash.
Ow.
He kind of nods.
We're in the look for somebody in specific.
Now, that would pique my curiosity, dear friends. What exactly are you looking in Hero's Rest? I mean, the southern gate is open to all to enter. It is a free city after all, but from the north, from the dreadful swamps, well, I gotta be cautious.
As you should. We did run a little. We did see some interesting stuff back there on our way here. But all is well now.
So, who are you looking for?
Oh. We are looking for keep getting both names
Tarumak.
because they both start with
Tarumak.
T's, dude. You did this to me, and now I'm tongue-tied.
Tarumak.
We seek the whereabouts of Tarumak. We know he's not here. We just need to know in what direction he went.
He kind of asks, like he kind of not very loudly, but you can hear him quite well. Asks to the guards if he knows of this Tarumak fella. Some shake their heads, some say that he's some sort of paladin or cleric of the order. And then the head looks back at you. Aye, some of my men say that they seen him a bit ago. Okay, kind of nods again. Question for all of you. The red flower marrows. He kind of waits for
Question,
you.
like
He
basic
says
insight. This is a code word.
He just roll me an insight.
Alright.
You would like to join in that?
Honestly, sure. Because that sounds like some thieves can't bullshit.
I've been rolling like a god
Okay.
today. Holy shit.
It was inside, right?
Yes.
Brit.
There it is.
Give me a second.
Yay.
Nathan. Okay, Nathan and Britt. Red flower marrow just kind of. It's just a string of fucking random words and you don't really know. You realize that you already passed his check, as he was looking for a specific reaction when he said it, as if you immediately knew what he was meaning. and he's maybe currently just playing along, like trying to figure out what clever answer you might have to this. But he already knows the answer is that you are not the people he's looking out for. But still, he's looking upon you for an answer.
Is that an actual plant? I'm looking at Brit like, it's not a flower I've heard about, I think.
Not a flower.
Plant.
Marrow makes it sound like it came from a beast.
What?
Perhaps it's an alchemical ingredient?
Oh. Why don't you just ask him what he meant by that?
Not sure I quite follow on that one.
Wow, really? No answers?
Unfortunately,
He all of a sudden gives like a
Ring a
twirl.
bell.
He kind of gives a twirl with his finger, and every single guard grabs their crossbows. Insight from Nathan and Britt, you realize he is not gonna shoot. He's pulling your leg. He's just very bored and wants a reaction. And he kind of repeats. He kind of repeats. Do you really not know what it means? Do you really not have an answer?
Kind
and
of
there's a
Afraid not.
long, drawn out.
pulling out my shield. like I'm not sure, but I'm pulling out my shield just in case.
No.
In a positioning the
She
shield
is
like
absolutely
on my
very
hip.
confused. But still giving a reaction.
Wow, your guys are no fun. Okay. Raise the gates. He kind of gives this hand motion, and then all of a sudden you hear a hand, like a sudden clicking sound, and as the gates below him and in front of you slowly part to the side and raise
He
up
was
slightly.
actually joking.
And most of the men with their crossbows drawn immediately put them out, while others just put them on the back and just kind of continue watching. So the first thing you see is a massive, not massive, but a bustling city of stone floor or roads, wooden and stone buildings, and you basically see almost in a straight line, you assume at the other end of this city or village or whatever you want to call it, a gate that is open to the south. So you see, we can literally see across the entire fucking settlement to the other side. Give me a second, let me find the music for it. As for
Say, if he wanted a little bit of fun, he could have just invited us drinking.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm going to like ride up next to Brit and like whisper into her ear. I'm pretty sure he will.
Well then, look forward to that.
Just gonna play this. Why
I
not?
mean, I could try a few jokes.
Yeah. Here you go. Besides that,
It was an actual response of his, by the way.
oh, you don't really see the halfling as he immediately just kind of walks away.
Oh, no, I'm talking to the rest of the party.
Yeah.
I mean, my jokes are pretty good.
Indeed they are. Maybe when we get settled back in, we'll...
So, we're gathering information. Let's see. We probably want to head to a few bars, find a place of rest.
In investigation, please, for the.
Well, we haven't decided yet. This is dialogue.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So, Brit, got orders. Kind of just like semi-awkwardly.
Well, I suppose we need to figure out where we're staying the night at the very least before we start poking about for answers.
Oh, I have a small idea. You see, you let me, Chadwick, go to a bar to fish out for some rumors, and you can split the rest of the group up for the particular tasks. This is a not so. This is an obvious, not so hidden thing. Say, hey, I want to go to a bar.
Let me drink, please.
Mom, can we
don't
go
put-
drinking?
Splitting
Well,
up
no. To
doesn't
be clear
sound
here,
like a
it's
good
clear he
idea.
intends to do what he says. But it's not take away from the fact. Chadwick,
Oh, Chadwick, nice.
you're just in time for bar.
Alright, I guess I'll take the rest of them to go find us a spot to rest for the night. You guys go and get started on information gathering. And do try to behave.
Nods.
Mm.
Oh, Chadwick will be looking after me.
Yeah, I'll keep him in line.
So,
That's the part that scares me.
what is everybody planning? Do tell.
Now investigation check for bars.
Okay, investigation for bars for.
For me, it would be more looking directly for lodging. I don't really care for the bar.
Okay, also
At least
investigation.
Not yet.
That's what everybody else is. That's what I say. We're taking everybody except for.
You know what?
Fair
I'm gonna
and
go for a
Chadwick.
long piss then.
We're still poor, aren't we? We have gotten like barely any gold, haven't we?
Well, you have barely any gold because you missed out on the
Oh,
one mission that paid us
yeah,
really
fair
well.
Oh, right.
gonna
Then
say-
again, Sylvie's share is free.
Sylvie's body is not with you. You didn't accidentally got all the Sylvie's gold
We
from
can't-
her.
Well, no, we got her, and then we burnt the ashes. She's currently with us in a jar.
I'm gonna be 100%. If
I
there's
thought it
gold on
was
her
a
body,
pouch.
I'm gonna
Bugs
break
would-
the
Also-
jar and grab the
Also,
pouch.
no. You didn't got the gold from Sylvie's.
Yeah, no, we
Hmm.
left before we could get that.
Yeah.
We got
With
kicked out
that
before
said,
we could
Chadwick,
get-
want to roll or want to give me advantage?
I'll be back.
I'm sorry, let me. We do an investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir Girl, Dagger, you want to roll for anything?
I'm kind of Circle will be like following Brit, probably.
Uh-huh.
Not
But he'll
me.
be like-
Definitely
he'll-
not me.
Well, who's going where?
Oh no,
Who's
I was
looking
just saying
for
because I
lodging?
just rolled.
What about Dagger?
Oh,
What about
well,
you?
I'm no, Brit. I'm following.
you know what?
I'm
I-
kind of craning my neck to see what kind of shops.
Since
there
I'm
are
gonna
here.
take out the dog and myself at the moment, I'll just say I'm following Brit, and I guess I'll do a perception check to help, or give her advantage.
Okay, you
know what? Give her
can.
advantage.
Brit, go with advantage. Let's go.
I am going to look around at shops though.
Okay.
We gotta,
Use that
we
bonus,
gotta get
big
settled in
sis.
first for now.
If you want to look for shops,
Yeah,
investigation
Circle's
roll.
not gonna- Circle's not gonna go into any.
+1.
Yeah.
Oh, investigation. Okay, right. All right. But yeah, be right back.
Honestly, since there still seems to be a group
Oh,
mentality, I will
see
stick to the
no
group.
shops.
Oh my fucking god. So, I just
Papa and
imagine.
Uncle are
I
going drink.
I do.
Papa and Uncle are going drinking for the kids, and
I-
Mom are going to go look for lunch.
I do like the fact that all of you are basic. Like, yeah, we split it up. What are you doing? The same fucking thing. Looking for lodging, looking what to do.
Setting up in two groups. One group for inns and one group for bars.
Yeah.
What's
So,
the difference?
for Brit, for everybody else, it's kind of been kind of painful to find anybody. People, it's evening. People are going from work to drink or to rest. Not really get any attention. Surprisingly, nobody really cares about Chadwick as a centaur, which is kind of surprising. Well, Well, some looks, but then somehow everybody looks at the chamber like it's a common sight. So for Brit, right? 17. You're looking for lodging, same as the. So you technically both of you, Nathan and Brit, have received the same 4 answers. Four places for lodgings. Olivet's Decision, Boris's Den, Hawk Talon, and the Royal Door.
Were we given price ranges?
For Olivet's Decision and Royal Door, they are they're the most expensive. They are quite good. They're more befitting of noble, and they're more like a tourist attraction, especially the Olivet's Decision. For Boris Den, it's basically a run-of-the-mill tavern with the cheap ale and cheaper rooms. And for Hack Talent, it's mainly lodging, as it's inn that belongs to the scribes. So it's more like a lodging, but also like a library type of deal. For Nathan, though, you get one more option.
Okay.
You, as you're asked around and you get your 4th decision right, and you know it's you gotta mill around this lady in maybe her 20s, human, bright red hair, doe look in her eyes, kind of glares you from afar and then runs up to you and eyes you for a brief moment, kind of examining your face, your gills and whatnot.
Can I help you?
You're one of them, aren't you? One of them fish people.
Slight blank stare. Yes.
She all of a sudden looks through her, like she has pretty dirty and kind of torn clothing, not a decent living she had, as she looks through a bunch of pockets and holes that she thought were pockets and pulls out a piece of paper, and then she kind of re-looks at it and then gives it to you. It is written in Primordial. It is written in a very familiar pattern that you were taught back home. To any brothers and sisters who can simply read this, there's always a place for you at the Blue Marrow. Go to the Fletcher shop and ask for it, and you shall be given directions.
Just looking up from the paper after reading it, back to the woman who gave me the option, or like gave me the paper.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She kind of like sheepishly just looks at you and kind of reaches out for a bit and then retracts her hand immediately. I was told I would get a gold for finding someone. I was told that you were rich. That your kind is rich. You lived in palaces of silver and gold and jewels.
Some of us do. I personally don't, but I will at least stick to the word that was given to you, and I will actually hand her a gold coin.
You see genuine happiness from this girl as she all of a sudden almost snatches the gold piece from your hand and then looks at you with sudden fear. And then with past events that you realize she's now realizing that you might just all of a sudden change her mind and she immediately just runs off.
Yeah, but
She didn't hear that.
realizing the fact that I have a giant fucking sword on my hip.
She's like, yeah, but yeah.
It's basically the equivalent to realizing someone's carrying a fucking desert eagle. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're like,
Anyway.
yeah, so technically about 20 minutes pass. The sun's still in the sky but slowly setting westward. Look, 4 locations for Brit, 5 locations for Nathan. The rest of you are empty-handed in your findings.
So,
Find anything?
I mean, they do seem to hone in on the same 4 spots. Some interesting hints, though. I want to check a place out. But I don't think it's a consideration, at least for lodging, for now. I don't know if you are welcome. Referencing more the group than you in particular.
Might be worth it if got an extra lead and you think it is. So I guess the question is where do we go? I mean, we can probably count the 2 more pricey ones out of the question.
And we might create a wrong impression if we stay at those places. But knowing Tarumak, might as well ask there. He could have honestly stayed at any of these, so just in case, we should probably ask whether he stayed at one of those.
Which I'm sure once we get settled in, we'll be able to. But for now...
So, what did I miss?
We got 4 options, and
We're at
we're
Mythic
working on
level
it.
3.
Okay, what
So,
are the
yeah.
options? I wasn't there, remember?
Well, we've already narrowed it down
and
to
you wouldn't know.
2. One is an actual like
Okay,
bar.
I was with Brit. Okay, just saying.
Yeah. So one of them's with the bar and lodging. One of them's just lodging because they're part of the scribes.
Lodging and scribes. So you got the bar and the dorm.
Or you got the library.
Honestly, student's dorm. Anyway,
You got the
I have to
college
say-
sorority and the college library.
oh yeah. My personal peak, of course, is leaning towards the Talon, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to convince Farron and Chadwick to stay at a library rather than a bar.
Honestly, you convinced me already.
I think the library could give us some interesting insights.
There you
Then
go.
again, so could the bar.
Library or pools of
It's a problem.
information.
I guess it would just depend on the company we decide to keep during our stay.
Definitely. I mean, looking at it, I think it would be worth checking out the place. And to be honest, knowing Farron and Chadwick, they're capable of getting back from a place, even if drunk. I would assume they would find their way back to the Talon.
So at least check it out. If not, we'll probably end up at the other place, and that's probably where we'll find them.
So the library is expensive.
No,
Oh.
it isn't.
They're
Wait,
students, of course it isn't expensive.
Olivat's decision. Also, did you write that wrong, or is that?
No, that is the emperor. That yeah, it's
All right.
yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I was gonna say, alright, is it a typo? But okay.
Typo in chat.
Second.
All
Close
right.
ratio.
Well, I guess we're going to go and do the library one.
Check it out at least.
At least see what's going on with that. See if
Information trade. Let's see.
So it takes
That's not
you.
much we have to trade.
It takes you about. It takes you about a good.
A day and a half.
No, it takes you about 5 to 6 minutes just asking around where they can find the hack talent. And to put in perspective, the place isn't really colorful. Like, it's basically brown with occasional red, maybe gold or blue. It's not. It's mainly brownish and stone grayish. But wandering to hack a talent, it gives you this like almost sky blue vibe, like bright light blue sky. And you see, it is just simply. There's a double-sided door that is about 10 foot tall and about 6 feet wide, so it's massive fucking doors. And there is the hack talon, this this board above the door, and it's about four floors high, and would basically kind of be like a small monastery or a temple or a library. It's kind of big. But you realize that there is really no fucking windows except for one fucking door. And the sign is pretty simple, seemingly made of bronze. It's just the letters of hack talent and what seems to be an open book below it as like a symbol of the scribes.
See, the reason it's dark inside is because all the students have a.
well, because they have a hangover.
That's what I said.
I wanna see
You
if I
cut
can,
out before that.
Damn. Voice quality 100.
It's gonna I wanna see if I can find the.
There once was a scribe who shit the bed is
Dagger, stop writing songs about yourself.
I'm no scribe.
Okay, found it.
Looks
So,
like a fish.
So, as you enter the place, all of a sudden the surrounding sound of the outside kind of dies down as soon as you enter it, as almost you entered something different entirely. The entire place is dyed in this weird green bluish color, walls, everything. And there is this hallway. Just this 10 foot long and about 12 feet wide hallway with a bunch of arcane lamps emanating blue and green lights in some sort of balance that this entire place has a look of green and blue, and you don't really know which one. As there's this hallway that is about like 40 feet long that seems to be turning to a sharp right immediately. What would you like to do?
The sound isolation is good here. Oh.
Like we're talking like you hear nothing of the outside, even if you like have your head against the door. There's nothing. There's
Honestly, I'm kind of knocking on the wall, like,
What's this made of?
It sounds like
Perhaps
wood.
it's magically.
Explains the lack of windows.
Mahogany.
Perhaps it's
Probably
yes.
magically
arcane in nature.
enhanced.
Ah, yes, normal wood. Completely sound isolated.
If only we had an expert in woodworking. Kidding.
Why do you make me sad,
She didn't actually say that. That was me.
bitch?
Okay. So I assume you're just gonna walk then.
Assume, yes, go up to the front table if there is.
Well, here's the thing. Give me a
Honestly,
second.
I find it that funny you ask us if we're just gonna walk into the building, like,
So you're just
I-
gonna
yes.
waltz on in like you own the place.
yes, you're not gonna just do something else, like tear the whole place down.
No. There's
Check
no.
your
I'm
surroundings.
just saying you entered into a hallway that is about 40 feet long, and it's just kind of ominous. I don't know. Maybe you have second guesses.
Wait a second. Does this fit for the
librarians.
outside?
What?
Does this fit for the outside? Like, is the building actually 40?
No,
40 feet
it
long.
does not.
Eden is stepping towards the back of the line.
You know what?
Like-
I'm actually gonna check the door again. If I open the door, is it still
Yeah.
open to the outside?
Yeah, it's outside, and you open the door and you can barely hear the sound of the outside, and you need to get closer to hear the outside. The sound naturally does not come into the area that you're in.
I close the door
Right.
and I look at Brit. You know, they're scribes, right?
Mhm.
Maybe magic. I mean, this
This
seems somewhat.
Either
on
that or they
point.
have a good architect.
Magic architect.
It's definitely magic in
Circle
nature.
gives a withering look to Dagger.
What?
Am I cutting in and out a lot?
No, it's
Just,
fine. I can hear you.
Oh, my
Because
volume was not
I
correctly.
said maybe it's magic like 3 times.
Okay, I genuinely didn't hear that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, me neither. Or I don't remember hearing it.
Okay, so I found exactly the image I was looking for. Let's go. As you're having this commotion, you hear almost a huff echo through the halls. Come in.
I think we already did.
Joining whoever's offering inside.
Honestly, I'm just moving forward at this point.
You make to the end of the hallway. And literally as you turn to the right, in front of you, there is about the hallway of 5 to 6 feet, and it ends. And you see a massive fucking desk, with a massive fucking chair and a shit ton of paperwork. And then you see what sits in the chair is, you assume, a 13-foot tall minotaur. He has this, you don't know if it's the lighting, but he seemingly has like this pale white grayish fur, monstrous onyx horns, and he glares at all of you with his yellowish eyes for a brief moment before looking back at the paper in his hand.
Anybody else getting a player flashback? No.
I don't know any minotaurs.
No, but I remember. Well, player-wise, I remember in the campaign.
I don't.
Onyx horns, obsidian, same-ish. Okay, anyways, move on.
He just kind of stares at the
Hello.
paper.
Since my comrade's being silent.
Oh, I just got back.
Okay, fine. Go ahead, talk then.
Well, if you want to, go ahead.
Oh, I have the right to talk? Okay. Well, We were wondering if there would be any lodging available here, as we have heard that there might be.
The Minotaur all of a sudden sighs, puts the paper down, and then grabs another piece of paper, writes a few things with this massive quill that is probably about 3 or 4 foot long. Like the very
Most
quill.
rich feathers.
Yeah. It looks
Fucking magnificent.
You can roll me a nature check.
You know what?
Sure.
I'm curious to see what bird this is from. Let's see.
That's fucked
Oh,
up.
God.
What
yeah.
is my nature? You know what?
It was
Julia.
fucked. Give me a second.
Rules of
Wow!
You don't
Wow!
get to know.
Wait, what the fuck?
Wow, fuck you
Right.
too!
No, wait.
Yeah,
What
you're
are you doing?
My keyboard's messed up. Give me a second.
misinput. Oh my god.
Oh, sure, yeah, that's
No.
better.
Okay.
That's better.
No,
Uh,
to summarize what the fuck happened, my keyboard sometimes switches over to international settings, which changes up a few keys, and plus becomes like end of bracket for some reason.
So, you see the quill feather that he's using. It would be easy to discern if it wasn't by the lights of this place, but you realize this is a feather of a rock. As he's kind of writes a few things and eyes you, and you see he has this steel demeanor. He's not impressed by you. He does not care about you. But then he looks upon you and asks, "What are your names and who do you belong to?"
As in faction?
Faction, affiliation, family, any significance to the scribes or the Empire of Dor as whole.
It is a part. I step forward. It is a party of 6 paladins, also known as the Chosen of Tarumak, or Tarumak's Chosen.
Individual names.
Tarumak. All of a sudden, he stands up. You realize he's not 12 feet tall. He's about 15 feet tall. And God bless that he has this, like, you know those Scottish kilts? He has that one, but it's less of a kilt. It's more of a long dress.
It's a mini skirt.
You know
No,
what?
it's not
You
his
know-
mini skirt. It's just the pattern of the kilt, but it's all the way to his hooves.
This, Araxis, this is the most intimidating librarian you have ever made.
As he
I don't know. The last one had a bunch of fire going on.
Which one? Who won? I said the
one-
librarian.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Minotaur stands up and then grabs another piece of paper and then looks to all of you again. Which one of you is Brit?
That would be I.
He nods, he looks to the wall, and then he punches the fucking wall. You think you would hear like a crack or, the wall caving in or the Minotaur's fist not going through. But it looks like he went through mist as all of a sudden an illusion dissipates and it reveals to be this blackish, hollowed out chamber or a small little patch in the wall as he pulls out a box and then presents to you, just kind of standing up. This is for you. To Brit from Tarumak.
Staring at that box.
It is not similar to the box that has a heart in.
Oh, thank God.
Literally
hold
about
on.
to
We were all thinking it. We were all thinking
Hold on.
it.
Detect good and evil.
Or
I guess divine sense.
No, we'll take it. We'll do it later.
Yeah.
you want to do a
Yes,
good?
I'll do
You want to do a good and evil?
Later. We can do it later.
No, I mean it's
Well,
up to
I think we're-
circle.
I
It's up
think-
to circle.
Ooh. Is there actually any like physical sign of somebody doing a divine sense? Like, is it
It's usually
physically
like a small
It's like
obvious?
gesture or
smell.
something.
Honestly, I don't
But
think they would
It's not
care
a spell.
either.
It's a natural ability. It's not a spell. It's like breathing extra
point,
hard
actually,
if
yeah.
you choose to. There's no vocal. Yeah, like there's no vocal material
I
any
smell
components to
devil.
it.
Snorts.
smells like fiend in here.
This is literally how you can play.
laundry.
I smell pickles.
Okay. So are
Mine
you gonna do sense good and evil?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sergal will do sense good, or divine sense.
Oh, divine sense. This creature in front of you has fiendish aura. This minotaur, but in that fiendish aura, there's so much fucking celestial.
In the fiendish aura?
No,
Oh, he's a mix.
he's a
bastard.
mixture. He is a mixture.
Don't call him a bastard. He will split you in half.
Oh, sorry, a mutt.
With what, Nathan? His bastard sword?
Oh my
No,
fucking
his
God.
fucking hands.
It's Manly Man, the Manly Minotaur.
Oh God.
He wears a mini skirt.
Manitor.
Like every man.
Yeah, the Manitor.
Listen, I'm pretty cowish myself, but
Okay.
He's
I'm
making
done.
you feel a little sheepish, isn't he?
No, shut up.
He presents you the box. You
Anyway.
take the box, and then he stares at all of you again.
Is the box not emitting anything?
Nope, it does not. As it kind of looks at you.
Alright.
Room for 6. Does the library of your interest?
For some of us, yes.
He immediately goes slowly but surely to his table, sits down, and continues writing stuff down. For how long?
I think a night should be finished, or two if we really want to take it easy. Great.
I'll write in 3.
Thank you.
Anything else? He stares blankly at all of you.
How much do we owe you?
He kind of looks back. For the library, for 3 days, 18 gold pieces. For 6 of you, for 3 days. That is additional. Give me a second. I can't do math anymore. My brain is stuck. Fuck.
Per person?
Give me a second.
My dog just stepped on my nuts. Ow!
Oh, fuck!
We shouldn't do that on stream.
Ow! Sorry. Ah! Why?
Give me a
So,
sec.
continuing on.
Yes,
The
yes,
suffering of
yes.
others is funny as hell.
Yes,
Shut
yes.
up! Like Morty, shut up!
For all of you, 72 gold pieces.
I think we should. Britt, I think we
So in
should do
total,
one night.
90 gold pieces for 3 days.
If we split it evenly, it's 15 per person.
I do not have that much gold.
I'll take
can-
your share.
Yeah, we can divvy that stuff.
Oh, we're
You-
actually gonna stay 3
Sergo,
days.
you're here under my
Okay.
payment.
You
We
want... He kind of immediately continues. You want your rooms separate or together as you're traveling together?
We're no strangers to rooming together.
That is not a question. That is a formality I need to know. For how else
share
I
room.
will manifest what you seek. You do realize, as he says that, the hallway ends. And there's no doors or anything.
Oh, he makes it. Oh, he makes it appear. Okay. Honestly, I think we should have taken the lower price. I think we should just go all into one room at this point.
Yeah.
Makes it easier.
Mm.
I mean, it's nothing we haven't
I
done
think-
before.
Completely ignoring
Safety in
Farron and
numbers.
chat.
If you have something to say it.
Hey, and honestly, Chadwick will
Different
be with
rooms,
us this time.
please. Farron asked for different rooms, but I don't know why.
We'll find different rooms. I
Split up
assume
into
some
two?
people need some
4 and 4?
privacy for a sec.
He laments silently the Minotaur at all of you, and then stands up again as he sighs, and then he kind of clutches his hand by his chest and then extends it swiftly, as there is now a plume of fire in his hand, and it kind of he just gently tosses it towards you. The fire slightly retracts from his hand, and then all of you just kind of get almost like hit by it, divided in 6. And now there's something glowing in your chest for a brief moment as it dissipates. As it clutches his hand, it all of a sudden punches to his left into the wall, and through it, a magical swirling portal of blue and green manifests. As it takes a step back, it looks at all of you. Your rooms are ready. When you wish to exit, you'll exit outside. When you exit in here, you will exit to your rooms. There is a counter in the center, signifying how much time you have left. If you wish to continue after the time is over, come out and seek me again.
Thank you.
We will.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
So yeah, the portal is swirling in front of you.
Yep. Take a step.
Checking the rooms.
Yeah, check in the room.
Check out the rooms. Check out the rooms.
Okay, so give me a
That
sec.
shall be their problem.
Give me a second. I'm gonna do there you go.
Wait, who bunks with who? That's a
Oh,
good
wait,
question.
no. Give me a second. Give me a second before you continue anything. We're gonna switch to music before I explain this real quick. There you go. The first sensation as you go through the portal, all of a sudden you manifest in a massive open room. It is, you assume, 90 by 90 feet. In the middle there is a massive table of wood with 12 chairs in total in this round table manner. Above it there is a massive bright chandelier that is lighting lighting the entire room. Opposite of where you stand there is a massive fireplace roaring with fire. And you see to your left and to the right there is 6 doors that are basically written in common. Door number 1 to 6. And what you see on the table in the middle, additionally on top of that, is there is a small little clock, like a sundial, that seems to be ticking on its own. As besides that, it's quite wide. It's quite how to say this? It's quite claustrophobic even, because there's no windows, no nothing. But also, there is this bluish gas, a shade, if you will, by the fire that is kind of standing there by the fire and staring at all of you.
Even though it's dark, Even though it's dark, I do like the atmosphere. Very peaceful. Bit morbid, but peaceful.
So I'm guessing the rooms are basically like around, I guess.
Yeah, to your
The
left,
place?
to your left and to your right, there are 3 rooms each. You don't know what's inside those rooms because they're all closed.
So
I'll
who's
take
bu-
I'll take number 5.
I'll take number 3.
Darn it, I was gonna take number 3.
Well, you can still come inside
I'll
as
take
well.
4.
So
I'm
where's
assuming these
Arthur
are
and
rooms.
actually, where is Arthur and the other one? I don't remember
Elise,
the
I
name.
think.
Elise.
You kind of left them.
Where? Where?
Behind, literally in the, because they were like following you, right? And you're like room for 6. You kind of got.
Oof.
I guess you'll have to order a room if they have the money.
Hold on. We were like rooms for 6.
Actually, how many of us are there?
Yeah, by the way, yeah, me and Chadwick are out looking for bars, so theoretically speaking, you could have just
Oh.
ordered rooms for them, and we have to buy rooms when we get here. Don't worry about it.
Genius.
Well, I guess
Wait,
you guys are.
We'll do that then.
No, you all
All?
Technically,
I
there
said at
was
the very
6 with
beginning
us.
we were going out to bar.
Technically,
Oh,
there
God.
was 6 with us. 6 people with us.
Okay. In that case, Elena would take.
I just thought you were handling their scene first. I was just chilling in the back.
Elena would take number 6, and then Arthur will take number 2. Arthur,
I'm guessing
very,
Brit's number 1.
First thing you can realize that Elena is like very chill about this whole situation. She just immediately goes to her room. It's like neat. Arthur kind of looks at the room, and mind you, in each individual room, it's pretty wide. It's about 30 by 30 feet. It is quite open. There is what seems to be a massive bed that could fit, well, a whole horse, if you will.
Full horse, you say?
There's like a nice table with a cushioned chair, and there is like a small section that's kind of walled off, and there is a bath.
Somebody needs to get Chadwick. This is the first time he would be able to sleep in something other than a stable.
Yeah. So yeah, basically that's how everybody's room looks like. Arthur's just kind of perplexed by the ghost by the fireplace as he kind of slowly approaches it.
Kind of pokes my head out looking at him.
And you see, as the Arthur approaches the ghost just kind of stares at him, and there's no face. It's just blank white mist in a humanoid silhouette. He just kind of looks at Arthur. Arthur looks at it for a few seconds. Arthur looks back at all of you, who's like still around, and just kind of points.
I'm just looking at Arthur.
Don't be so perplexed. At this point, a lot of things should be normal to you.
Arthur just like, listen, I don't even know where we are or what this thing is. And the ghost speaks. I am a servant of this plane. Arthur all of a sudden freaks the fuck out and just jumps backwards. Pulls his gun out.
Arthur. Arthur, calm down.
Pulls his gun out. Points at the thing and holds it down.
Can we say he jumped back into my arms?
Oh no.
Now, Arthur, just calm down. We're in a different pocket dimension playing something like that. I never really read the books, so I can't really tell for sure. But
A fucking what? And the ghost just kind of slowly approaches Arthur. He says, do not worry. I look over the needs of the guests in my plane. Looks at you, Dagger. The silhouette. If you require food, drinks, I'm here to provide.
that would be nice. Would it be a bother if I could ask for some tea? It's been a while.
All of a sudden, its head slightly just kind of gives a slight turn to the left. Any particular type, species, brand?
I think just a cheap root tea would be nice.
Uh, you just kind of want like floats to the table, extends one hand and kind of shakes it a bit, and then all of a sudden there's a plop, a small tray with a full like with this nice cup and a big pot of tea is present.
Kind of walks over, a bit content. Ah, it's been so long since I've relaxed like this. Makes me miss the days at the temple.
Arthur just kind of stands up, puts his gun away. This time, like, kind of puts it on the ground, making sure he unloads his shells because he kind of realizes like and then he kind of sits by you, Dagger, and asks for coffee. And the ghost goes, "What kind or brand or?" He thinks for a brief second. The best. The ghost looks, and then just produces a similar pot like you, but with a similar cup. But now you smell a different odor, that of coffee.
At least he didn't say he's getting the good shit.
Oh god, I remember that fucking reference.
Oh,
Oh, that was like a throwback. That was like session 18.
I love that one, honestly. It's such good memories.
Sensational whiplash. Holy shit.
Yeah, I want that good shit. All of a sudden, just a big pile of manure on the plate. That was a good.
I love that callback.
That was a good fucking
Okay.
one. Anyway,
I kind of look at Tuarder and I think it's best to not be too vague. I believe that it might take things literally, and some tastes are subjective. But I'm enjoying my tea, so I'm not complaining.
but yeah,
So, everyone get settled in. After a little bit, we're going to head out and... Oh, I guess we're going to find the others.
oh yeah,
Britt, can I just finish my tea first, please?
Of course.
Certainly.
oh yeah. One thing. As you look around, you see through the portal that you came. There's no longer a portal. There is the familiar door that you entered the place in. And yeah, it's like 10 foot tall and about 6 feet wide, double sided. Well, not double sided, but double doors.
I kind of look over to the shade or spirit of this place. Is that the exit out of the building only?
The shade nods.
And should we ask to see if we could have access to the library? Is it free?
All of a sudden, its
passage?
hand motions towards the wall next to the fireplace, and it kind of extends. It kind of wobbles in the air, and it kind of does this motion of like flickering something towards it with its hand, and all of a sudden, the section of the wall just disappears and becomes this hallway, and it takes about. The hallway takes like about 10 feet, and there's a door. And above the door, you can clearly read in bronze letters, "Library."
Thank you. Britt, if you don't mind, I'll finish my tea and explore a bit of the library. If anyone cares to join me, I am curious about this place.
Feel free to do that if you want to.
Kind of nods slowly, enjoying his tea.
We'll
Okay,
get
some
to
things.
the library
just-
later today. For now, I just want to check out the rooms.
Yeah, but the
No,
rooms are, you got 6 rooms. They're all private. They're all cool.
just a little flavor of roleplay here. His ears are flapping a bit as he drinks his tea.
Is it windy in here?
No, and like just like a you know when something's content or
I know
happy, just
exactly, but the thing is, I've seen it so rarely that I don't assume that it's happiness in your case.
no, it's well. Anyways, you get the point.
What do we? Kidding. Anywho,
All of
we're
us are
gonna
depressed.
we're
We
gonna take a
rarely,
while.
if ever, see happiness. Yeah.
I don't know if
Me want to find bar.
I was gonna say it's probably a good time to let.
Yeah. So,
Meanwhile, in our universe,
okay. So, Farron, give me a second. You rolled a 9, didn't you?
Yeah, that was the
God fucking
crazy
damn
temp
it. God fucking damn it. Oh boy, why did I have to look at this?
Hopefully we find advertisements. Because we're not playing it
Why?
by yourself.
Why did my I really wish I haven't seen this image. Okay.
which one?
Shut up, not gonna tell you.
Oh,
Give me a second. So, takes you, my dude, about like a good half an hour, right? Takes about half an hour, and you do find a place to drink, a place by the name of Boris Den. The first sensation that you can feel entering the place, as the place is rowdy and basically insert every single tavern ever, is smell of very, very thick and very potent alcohol in the air. It feels almost like a mist. As you enter the place, you see 4 dwarfs are arguing. 2 dwarfs are unconscious by the table. A handful of chairs and tables are destroyed, and you see a massive tankard. Its front is basically broken and shattered. Yeah, my people. I found.
Chadwick, is Chadwick's, yeah,
No.
Chadwick had the dash, alright. So, with that said, you know, me and Chad are gonna take some swings off the infinite alcohol and listen in for a small bit before cracking into something else.
Okay.
So is that perception?
So, yeah, roll perception. Basically, there is 4 dwarfs, and there's only 4 dwarfs, and 2 of them are unconscious. No, two are on ground, 4 are basically up and having conversation. The 2 on the ground are basically young, 1 male, 1 female. You can perceive that both of them probably got knocked out by the people standing next to them talking. You realize there's this one older dwarf that seems to be very pissed. 2 younger dwarf males and 1 almost like a teenager dwarf female. As all of a sudden you quickly gather that they're all relatives. All 4 standing, the ones on the ground are not. All laying on the ground. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. And there was this almost like intense pause, and the lady, the old hag, continues, "Listen, that was a shit ton of fire water. If somebody lights something in here, the entire place goes boom."
Do it.
It feels a matchbox and matchbox nervously locates
Marcus
matchbox.
Bonkers in his pocket. Oh fuck.
Drops the hammer. Kaboom!
No.
One of the dwarves reinforced her. "Don't worry, Ma. It's fine. The ale is dissipated, and we can open up for tomorrow. You're not being stealthy about this, are you?
Not super subtle. It's like, I mean, how subtle can you be with a centaur?
Yeah.
So just kind of listening.
Give me a second. Let me just roll. Just let me roll and see if
How bothered are they by my presence?
you know, they're having this conversation. All of a sudden, the eldest, overlooks behind her family and looks at you. Squints her eyes and kind of passes brutishly past everyone. And kind of squints, like, you know, the old man squint.
Yeah.
She walks slowly to you, just kind of squinting until she's like 10 feet away from you. The fuck you want?
This woman's basically blind.
We are closed. Did you not see the sign? Farron, there was no sign that it's closed.
Oh, there's no sign out there. We just came in here for a small drink.
Someone
However,
stole this
if it
fucking
is,
sign.
One of the
however, if it is,
Lovely
sorry.
people.
Can I go, or do you? Is someone speaking quickly?
Sorry.
Alright. They're like, however, you know, if this is closed, I probably my French or two then, but I'll give you a performance to make up for it. A good old story.
wrong persuasion.
Chadwick backs me.
There,
Yeah, sure.
there we go again.
14 is cool.
The youngest in the four, they're kind of like almost not panicked, but like not knowing what to do. The other two, what seems, you assume they're maybe her sons, the oldest that you're talking to. They look not knowing if they should kick you out or tell you to leave politely. They're like still like looking around, and the hag just kind of stares you down. You see most of her teeth are gone, and she kind of like looks at you and goes, just kind of like makes a bunch of mouth sounds for a good like 20 seconds. All right, if you perform well, at least we have something to do. But we're not paying unless you want booze.
Right.
You can go lick the tankard. It's still half full.
He looks at it. He legitimately considers it and nods.
Mind you, you look at the tankard, and there's like a massive hole, like in like if we go from 1 to 10, and 10 at the very top and 1 at the bottom, it's basically majorly broken at like 4 and 3, like broken, and there's pieces of it. Yeah, as well, you can perform if you want to perform in a tavern. With a
Yeah.
I
with that
hope
said,
this is how it goes.
I look to the other. I look to the others. Any of you play an instrument? Shall I take this for vocals alone?
Jesus fucking Christ, what is this shit?
It's from the movie Coco.
So you want to roll performance for me, my dude?
All right. Yeah. All right.
Those very last.
I'm gonna cast a bit of a little.
Yeah,
magic.
those very last few seconds are fucking so cursed. They're so fucking fried. Oh.
And if you're curious here, that's I'm telling a fantasized story of our search for Trugmore thus far. Not
I see.
Tarumak.
Tarumak.
Slightly more epic version.
the epic rendition.
No, we all died.
Extended edition.
No. You know those fucking musics that is like the deep fantasy. You know the doom. That's how it's work. Okay. Roll me, Farron. Roll me. Okay, Farron. Roll me 6 D100 for a gods are watching. I'll be right back.
Bora.
Gods are watching literally every shit we do. A 91 and a 6.
We're paladins, Nathan.
Good point.
Hey, this is above
Honestly,
average.
We're paladin god.
barely
at
above
that
average in this case. For
Point. We're
600.
no, we're paladin godlike.
Hey, I got a 69. That's always a risk.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you got a 91 too.
Uh-oh, Sylvie's coming. Ah. Whenever you roll a 69 on a The Gods Are Watching, Sylvie appears.
No, well,
Not
why Sylvie?
Julie.
Julie, you mean? That
Yeah.
makes way more sense.
Way more sense.
Much more sense.
But like Sylvie, like the most. Ye-
Sylvie just appears like
Another
that funny
69 for the
number, and then
question.
disappears.
You almost heard it here. Raja sends his regards. Just kidding. Unless smiley face.
Wait, what?
I think this will be slightly more flammable than the last one.
Yeah, but I also was joking. Anyway,
Are you sure about that? That was-
you want me not to joke? You want me not to joke?
Don't convince him.
Listen. So
Let's fucking go.
let's fucking go. Anyway, oh boy. Okay, so.
91 at the end, shiny.
91 on the end, shiny. Chadwick! Let's go. So, it is about 7 in the evening, right? The sun is still present. It's slowly setting. As the minutes pass, the more the certainty interior of the tavern kind of dies down and becomes more and more shadowy and more dark. Of course, because there's no light, for obvious reasons, like fire torches and whatnot. It kind of becomes darker until the youngest puts up a few speckles of pure light and kind of lights up the interior of the tavern as you continue your tale. Every few minutes or so, there's like a human or a halfling or a dwarf walks in for a brief moment to like ask if they're open before either one of the dwarfs or the hag itself goes, "We're closed, fuck off!" Continue to listen to you.
I love this.
See, Farron is a dwarf. He knows how to tell a story.
Well, when you live long enough.
How long have you lived?
Okay.
Not very long, but dwarfs. in
When you
general.
live long enough, how old are you? 19.
Basically.
So,
Right.
as you finish your thing, you know, everybody's kind of satisfied because it's pretty good, you know. It's a nice thing to pass the time and you really have nothing to do. So, the whole thing, the whole presentation was pretty good, and I mean, no thing against you. No, like all went well. But as you finish the thing, and you know the hag goes, "Yeah, good enough. You can drink if you want." She kind of points at the broken tankard with fire water. As you're saying that, all of a sudden the hag just kind of looks a bit confused for a brief moment. You know, I think I remember the person even talking about this Tara fella. I seen him a handful of times actually. I remember when I was a wee little girl, this knee high, she kind of points at her knees. When he was there. and she-
Is that small?
I didn't know they could get any smaller.
Hey! It's funny because she's short.
yeah.
It's funny because they're all short.
Specifically.
I remember how
That
tall
day in
and
September.
Jesus fucking Christ. I remember how big and handsome he was. She's kind of mesmerized by this, by her own saying. She seems to be looking having this 1,000-yard stare somewhere.
Daydreaming
Well, that's
about
an
those.
incredible man. I got a few stories of him myself, if you want to hear them after this. Please, go on.
Honestly, I just imagine the little old lady just daydreaming about Tarumak's
I remember a man that looked like him when I was only but a few years old, passing by here daily. I was but a small child. It's been 100 and she turns back to her youngest. She looks at her the youngest. She looks at her youngest and asks in Dwarvish, "How old I am?" You're 156. Ah. She looks back at you, continues in common, Farron. When I was 10, 11, but a sprout, working by my ma in my bakery. I remember him, the human, tall, handsome, brave, carrying a sigil of some sort of order, fighting against humanity. For humanity. Because if it was against humanity, it would be all dead. I remember him. He had similar name, different name, and he recognizes me still to this day.
Okay. When's the last you've seen him? It's been quite a while.
She stares. She stares briefly at you. You see, the dwarves, that is not her, seem to kind of be like, huh, like, just kind of up-putting. And the hag seems to try to be remembering, scratching her face.
Her face.
I remember. He was here but a few weeks ago, riding on a majestic white steed. She also scratches her head. Can you roll me a medical check?
I think she's going senile.
He's probably just had too much to drink.
This is an infection, definitely.
Let's see. 20.
He still dreams of that one night. Which one? That one night.
Listen. You kind of feel kind of odd about this, right? She cause she looks like any moment she's just gonna have a stroke, right? She's not looking healthy at all, and you're like, what is up with her? Old age, yeah. And you realize, for how many fucking hours have they been standing in a fucking fire water infested misty tavern?
Oh,
they called it.
Well, you're all like kind of cheerful and all that. You realize these are the fumes. You've been basically soaked through, breathing in fucking alcohol for the past.
You don't even need to drink.
Yeah, and probably she is, because she's the oldest. She's probably suffering the worst of it.
Wait,
As
is that the
right,
teenager's probably
literally
drunk right now?
watch.
Oh no, never mind. This is the dwarf. This is fine.
Yeah, she's
You
like,
drink the day after
you realize that she's not good now, but she'll be fine when the alcohol from her veins expire. So as one dwarf just kind of walks up to her and just kind of asks, "Are you alright?" Mind you, the hag is still kind of staring at you, trying to remember what happened, and then immediately, just like without saying a word, just turns to his son and goes, "I'm fine, dearie. It's good." The dwarf looks at you, Farron, and says, I seen a man with a white horse. Didn't really spoke much. About a week and a half ago, came from the scar apparently and went west.
West? Oh, now that's a bit of a handy trip.
Shags.
With that said, you've been more than polite and hospitable. Let me treat you to one more story before heading off to the night.
You know what? Let me roll something. I want to just check something.
So about that breathing competition.
You know it's bad when your Constitution modifier con save is just a 0. How old you are? Oh God.
Holding.
Actually, and yeah, no, I consider them all friends, so they get bonuses to their saving throw.
Cool.
Paladin.
Also, what you?
Actually, it's true. We could just
Also-
cure them of their drunkenness.
I'm just gonna give you.
Oh, what
I'm
bullshit.
gonna give you passive insight, Farron, before you do anything rash. What they probably mean west, they mean like down the road west, not like through the fucking marshes.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'll ask Brigadier details later.
Yeah, because I think
If they can sober up a little bit here. We'll
roll
see.
me another performance.
Once they wake up.
Yeah.
All right.
So I have a simple
Also-
question.
Araxis, could we get a
18?
zoomed in view of the current location?
Well, you need a map for
can't
that,
read-
smiley face.
I
mean-
can't
Yeah,
read
so the
from
map's
this
with
image.
us right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean technically you do have the massive plain map, but it won't show much about the area unless you wanna buy the actual map of the area, which might come expensive. Who knows? Anyway, performance, alright, yeah. Can you roll me a con save though?
Sure thing.
Just you're like, yes, I'm in the fumes of the inn of Firewater. Nothing
Well,
bad will
yes.
happen.
Alright.
Also,
Con
Brett
save.
and the rest. So basically, everyone except for Farron and Chadwick. It's been like an hour or so. It's been like a good half an hour since you got your lodgings now.
Okay.
I know what they're doing, and I know what I'm doing. I'm definitely done with my tea by then.
Well, would you go
We'll
somewhere?
check
Do
out the
some-
room, and
yeah.
I would definitely do something.
Yeah, me too.
Do
We-
tell.
I'm not
gonna
going
go-
to the library. You go first.
No, you go first.
Very well then, thank you. Informing Brit about the fact that I have gotten another clue. I would like to actually go outside and let her choose whether I should take someone along. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to offer Sergal to follow me.
Sergal readily agrees.
Nice. So if anyone else wants to come along, saying that to Brit, the two of
Actually-
us would be heading to different parts of town,
I
searching
should
for the
probably go
Fletcher.
and collect them.
Oh, actually, there's one thing I would like to ask Britt.
So, about the box, I think we should wait till everyone's here before, opening it, or at the very least the same location.
Very much agree.
So what?
I'll be at the library if anybody needs me.
So what Elena is gonna do is she's just gonna sleep. She says knock if you want anything, and Arthur's just gonna stay and just chill and eat food. He wants food. He's been hungry for a while, so he's gonna order a bunch of random stuff that he can. He's gonna cheat the system.
Now I
I'm gonna
see
split the
why it's. Honestly, I think I see why they needed so much gold now.
Anyway, so Nathan.
Taking Sergal with me, I would be asking around, searching for the Fletcher's shop.
It is about 7 in the evening. It takes you a few minutes, and you basically need to travel a few more minutes, and you do find a Fletcher shop. It's basically in a row. You feel like this is like almost like a street or a row of production buildings, a smithy and whatnot. And you find the Fletcher shop as there is like a small carving on top of a building, like a small statue of what seems to be a humanoid creature shooting an elk with a bow and arrow, and it's called Blue Marrow.
With a bow and arrow, it's called Blue Marrow. That sounds like the start of a song.
A bad song.
Yeah,
Okay.
it does sound fitting. I would enter the shop.
Okay. In the shop, there is a human, or maybe a half elf. You really don't know. Maybe in his 40s. Fully covered in. You assume like maybe charcoal or something, as he seems to be making something, and he kind of like stands up. It's like before looking, he's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't forgot to close. We're kind of closed beyond 7." And he kind of looks at you, stares for you for a brief moment. How can I help you?
Holding up the piece of paper that I was given, right?
He kind of looks at the paper.
I've been told about an establishment. I don't need a room for the night, but I was just curious whether this place actually exists.
He nods. Go
currently around?
Go around. He kind of gives this motion, like a twirling motion. Go around in the back. There is a well. It is a destroyed well, and it's basically a few 6-7 feet deep. There is a small passage in the side of it. Is an illusion. There's a door. Go through it.
Fuck.
Very well. We'll check that place out. Thank you. Looking over to Circle, I think this may be a bit problematic for you.
You can go. I'll keep watch.
So, also Dagger.
Yes.
What you basically get as you enter the library, there is just a simple room with a single bookcase that is empty and a simple writing table, and a chair. And one odd thing about it, the entire room does not have any light or darkness, but it's entirely made of like pure white color. Like as if missing textures.
Room didn't render.
Yes, but we'll get
Enter the Matrix.
we'll get to that in a bit, because now Nathan.
I would like to check out the place.
Yeah, you
At least
go.
It's not like black and pink square.
You go. Give me a second. I need this. There you go. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There you go. Okay, found it. So you go down the well, and assume you're Circle. You're gonna be above the well, right?
I'm gonna actually. So this well is behind the Fletcher, right?
Yes, behind the Fletcher. It's like a.
Is there a place like a distance away that I can watch the?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
well from?
It's like a back alley street. There's plenty of like passageways.
Circle is gonna sit down one.
Okay. So as you sit down and you let Nathan to go in, Nathan, you look around and you see that this is the bottom of the well, and the below, it's kind of filled with gravel and rocks, and you can't really do anything below. Looking around, you do find this crevice that seems to be only like, goes like maybe feet tops into it. But as you kind of put your hand in, you all of a sudden feel like it goes through nothing, and in a few moments you do find a door. Hatch for it.
I'll check it out.
Okay. You open up the door. It swings softly. There is a familiarity to this place all of a sudden. There's these stones. These bluish stones that emanate this bluish light. They seem to be similar of, what is this, architectural of the past, if you will, almost reminiscent of nostalgia. And there is just a simple hallway, and it seems to be like just almost like a tunnel, and it's deathly quiet. Like it's calm, deathly quiet. You can hear the echoes of just the echoes of every single step, every single move you do echo through the caves. The lights are bright, the path is clear. It is about 30 feet, and there is like not a sharp turn, but more like a curve to the left.
I'll follow the path on there.
Mm-hmm. As you follow the path, all of a sudden, as you take the path, there is, well, the first sensation, not the first sensation. You go straight, go left, and there is a door that is wide open, and not because it was wide open, it seems to be blasted open. Beyond it, what you see are several bodies with massive holes in them, a lot of blood on the ground. You see at least 7 bodies of your kin. Some of them had something by their hand, like a blade or whatnot. But the rest is kind of just quiet. And looking by the blood, how it leaks, it was very recent.
I will draw my sword.
Okay.
Which one?
But the oldest.
Okay. Are you gonna walk in?
Yes.
As you walk
Carefully though, like trying to see whether, like, through the open door.
As you walk in, all of a sudden, door
Quiet.
closes behind you. There are in total 12 bodies, all similar. Like, you remember the scholars, the arcanists, the acolytes of the Azure Queen, nobility of your little city-state. Similar clothing hangs all of them. A bunch of plans, maps, covered in blood. Can you just quickly roll me a perception check?
I will. Is it still? No, it isn't. Okay. I'm blind.
You hear in your head as you can observe this thing, this whole thing. You hear a whisper in your head. Put it down.
I'll sheath the blade.
All of a sudden, from the shadows of the cave, a pair of emerald eyes glint as all of a sudden it draws a gun towards you, about 20 feet away. It is a creature you have never seen before, but you heard about him. Can you roll me a history check of who you're staring down?
Chuck Norris.
Shut up.
Ooh.
15.
You don't recall which one, but you know that one of the King of the Archipelago brothers has a gun. His eyes are dark emerald green, his temper is fierce, and killing is not a problem for him.
I'm fucked.
He's just kind of staring down at you, eyes you for brief, considers you for a moment, looks back at the rest below him. Friends of yours, looks back at you.
Talking, pointing towards the other corpses, or?
Yeah, it kind of gives this motion to the corpse over his head.
Oh.
Friends of yours.
Yeah.
When was the
I
last
think he didn't hear you.
No, I know. He kind of eyes you. When was the last time you thought about home?
Earlier today.
Are you fond of your home?
My home, as I reminisce about it, doesn't exist anymore, so I am fond of it, but to no avail.
He pulls his gun down, holsters it, and starts walking towards you. Kind of not towards you, but around you, but slowly approaching you, observing his handiwork. Well, these thought of their home a bit too fondly, about the good old days. Kind of looks down at one of them, squats down by them. Looks back at you. They thought of their home so well that they tried to dispose my mother. I took personal interest, making sure they do not draw anything. No actions, no consequences, no breaths, no beating hearts. As he kind of draws his... He draws his gun again towards the body. He just kind of pokes it a few times, and it points at the head. Just clicks the trigger. Can you roll me a con save?
Ugh.
This is about, like, enduring.
Yeah, indoor gunshot.
That's gonna be loud as fuck.
Oh,
Wait a second. Does that count? Yeah, a 15.
You kind of just hear the sound blast your ears, making you deaf for a few seconds, and you feel the heat of the mist of the fire for a brief moment. And as you kind of regain your senses, you look around and the Warforge is gone. And where he was, there is now this massive hole that is missing. Like, he aimed the head. There is the head, the shoulder, and upper torso missing from the body.
From the Warforged or from the?
No. The body he shot. He aimed at the head, but basically up to his stomach, his body.
How much of the floor remains?
The floor remains intact, but it's colded, and it's kind of hot. Nathan, you're now alone with 12 bodies. Well, I guess 11 and a half. Is there anything you like to do in the pit of death? Uh,
They're not gonna need their worldly possessions.
Again, we
Oh,
are not Tomb
wow.
Raiders. We're paladins, you dolt.
Yeah,
I
so
thought
that
we
means
talked
it's
about this.
okay, doesn't it?
Also,
No!
specifically regalia of people who tried to topple a king, or in this case, a queen, do not sound like good regalia to have.
anyway, I think with that we're gonna
Looking
call
over it, looking
I-
over it, one single gesture, it'll take a moment. I'm gonna set all of them up next to a wall and like as far as possible close their eyes.
Uh-huh.
Are you gonna cook them? Burn the bodies.
Nope. I'm gonna leave them there.
Sushi.
Ugh, that's gonna
Mm.
stink.
Okay.
I could burn the bodies.
It was really fresh,
What-
though, so...
What else was in this room? Like, is it
There,
literally just an
there-
empty room?
there is
Or-
no. There has been a table, some chairs, what's it called, and a bunch of paper. And most of this paper has been either burned or basically is now almost like this mass with the blood.
I wonder
Basi-
if this. Never mind.
If you wanna try to see loot their personal belongings, you can.
I will check through them, like see what they carried.
All of them had one thing in common. Well, also they all have. Well, first of all, you notice that they all been shot through the fucking heart, or were next to it, except for one that is now missing his half body, and one of them had. All of them had one singular common item. It was this band of gold, like this gold ring with a pearl on it, but the pearl is half cut, and the pearl inside is what seems to be made of sapphire.
Hello?
Huh?
Could you repeat that sentence? You avoided
Oh
on
boy.
my end.
Okay. Basically, you find 12 rings that are made of gold, adorned by a half pearl,
Hmm.
and inside of that pearl there's sapphire. 12 of them. They had no weapons, nothing else. Of course, they have their clothing, but their clothing are basically destroyed and covered in blood, so I don't think you want to strip them for that.
Yeah. Am I gonna set the place ablaze? I do have a tinderbox,
It's gonna smell weird.
and there's no way in hell. No, it's not. There's a literal fucking gas vent in between.
Well, at least you won't suffocate
Smoke
while you
doesn't
get out.
travel. I don't care. I'm gonna go back into the water, and like a few days later, it will start smoking through the well. But not like any of them are going to be capable of checking. Anyway,
So,
I'm not gonna burn them yet. I will keep them orderly like that, but I'll leave them there, head back out.
okay.
Taking a bit of care to make sure that on my way out, I wash off any viscera using the water stream.
Mm-hmm.
In case I got hit when half of the guy got
Yeah.
disintegrated.
Yeah, you don't want to know what is on your face, chin, and lower body. You really don't want to think about it. What didn't got
Whatever
to
it
that?
is, I just want to wash it off.
Yeah.
Very well.
So, cheerfully enough, I guess we can call the session here, smiley face, right? Or you want to continue?
Well, I wanted
think
to
this
know
is my
about
point
the
to end.
books.
Oh no, we will have your book seminar next time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Might be a good idea to do that.
Yeah, so anything you want to say or before
Mike!
Smite! Smite!
Smite.
Smite!
Smite.
Smite! 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 Smite!